In this video, we are going to talk about the Python string. The strings are important data types in Python. So now let us talk about Python string. First, Python strings are actually the sequence of characters in Python, and they are usually enclosed within either the double quotes or the single quotes. Both you can use. There is no restrictions. So let us first write our first line of code to get understanding of the Python strings. So how you can declare anything as a string? For example, you can either say that I just want to print a string which is named as, let's say, John. You can print this string. You can see that the output is John. But let me just first declare a string. You can just declare a string like this. Either you can say like name equals to, it is the variable name and it is the value of the variable. Name is the name of the variables and John is the value of the variable. You can just name it and say it anything, whether it is name or whether you can also say it as n or it is p, anything. Okay, just I am just keeping this as name. Name equals to John is the string, name is the name of the variable, and just you can print this. If you want to print this, and you will observe that John is printed. And what is the type of this variable? If you just carefully see and just pass the name into the type method, then you will be observing, you will be getting the str class, which means it is a string. So only double quote or single quote? If you just keep it single quote, then also you will get the same result. See, next, Python strings are immutable data types. So, uh, what do you understand by immutable data type? Immutable data type means that whenever you are actually fixing a value to the variable, you actually cannot change the data. For example, I will just give the example of this in the later on. After I just covered the traversing of the string and the string indexing. First, so I'm just wrapping this. I'm just skipping and underline for this. Okay, I'll cover it later. Python supports indexing. So what does indexing means? Indexing basically means the distance of any particular character from the beginning of the character. For example, here you will be observing that there are four strings present here. Four characters are present here in the string. What are the characters? J, O, H, and N. So what is the indexing of J? It is 0. Indexing of O is 1, H is 2, and N is 3. So for example, if I go deep dive into it, suppose you have written one string which is hello world. So indexing means for the first character, it will start with 0. H is at 0th index. So I will be writing it. H is at 0th index. Okay. Similarly, you will be having the E is at first index. Also, the L is at the third index. Index, and so on and so on. So what is the index of this one? Is will this be counted? Yes, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at the fifth index, at the at the fifth index, this blank is present. Okay, so now let us print this name. What is at 0, 0, 1, 2? We should be getting H. So let us see. Yes, we got the H. So yeah, so string actually supports indexing. Next, let us see that it also supports the traversing. As it supports the indexing, obviously you can traverse through the string. So how we can traverse? For example, we can just let us go through a loop. Okay, for I in name print I. If you just carefully do this one, observe that all these are traversed. J, O, H, N, all these are traversed. So traversing is also supported by the string. You can also do this in this way also. For, as you can see that it supports indexing. So for I in range length of name, I will just also cover the length later on in this video, and then same result. Okay, you will see the same result. J O H N N. So for each iteration, what does it do? First, it comes with the value of I is 0. At 0th place, it is J. Then I equals to 1. At first place, it is O. Then I equals to 2. H. I equals to 3. N. This is how it is happening. The next is the string formatting. String also supports the formatting. So how this string formatting takes place? You can just write like this: F, then you can just give a double quote, and then you can say my name is, and just pass the variable. So this is a form of string. So just you have to give a if, so that it means that you actually want to do formatting within the string, and then you just need to pass the variable. So what does this variable means? This name variable is the same as this name variable. So instead of this name, what it will be shown? It will be shown John. So if I print, so this is our result. Instead of name, John is printed. So string actually supports formatting. What does formatting means? You can just format the string in this way. If means you want to format it, then you just keep the variable in the second bracket. Also that if we just remove this second bracket, and then see, pure name is printed. If you want to grab only the value of the variable, then you have to wrap this up in the second bracket, curly, which is also known as the curly bracket. Next, string data type supports built-in functions. There are actually a lot of built-in functions which the string data type actually supports. Here we are going to talk about the string data type. Yes, one thing I just forgot to tell you that strings are immutable data types in Python. So just let me give one example of this one. I have declared the name as John first. Okay. Now suppose I try to change change the indexing at 2, that is 0, 1, 2. I want to change the age to, let's say, uh, U. Okay. And just I want to check whether this is possible or not. I want to print the name. I will throw an error. See, str object does not support item assignment. So you, since it is immutable data type, you actually cannot change the data once it is actually done. Okay, for the same variable you actually cannot change the data. Now let us talk about some of the very basic method that we can perform on the string. So first is the upper. What does the upper method do? It actually converts the string into the uppercase. For example, here you can see that all these are in the lowercase letter. So if I just want to convert it into uppercase, then sorry, just need to do like this, and then when you just click on this and see that all the characters are now in the uppercase format. And if you want to just again, suppose you have name 2, here all these are in the uppercase letter, and you want to convert it into the lowercase letter. So again, what you can do is that you can just use the lower, this one. You can use the lower method to convert all this into the lowercase. So you can just see that Uri now has become all the characters of Uri has now become in the lowercase. All the characters of the uh, name variable has become the uppercase. Then stripe. It actually removes the white space from the beginning and end of the string. Suppose I have a string like this. Name. Let's say if our fruit equals to, and I am just giving two space or three space, say, banana, and just I'm giving some space, and then I just want to print this fruit. What you will be observing is that the space is still there. The space is actually still there, but if I just call the method of stripe to this one, then what you'll be observing that all the white space which is present at the beginning as well as at the end, that will be actually stripped out. Okay. Next is the replace. The replace one substring with another within the same string. So now let us see how the substring work. Okay. Suppose I'm just telling fruit 2 equals to let's say mango, and print fruit 2 dot is substring. Oh, sorry. Dot replace. Just want to replace the n with, let's say, n, and see the n, small case n, is actually replaced with the uppercase n. So what it takes two parameters. First it takes the character or the substring which you actually want to replace, and then it takes the character of the string which you with which you actually want to replace. Suppose I want to replace this with like something like this one, and just, so instead of n, instead of n, this entire thing is got replaced with this one. Okay. And then there is this I just talked about the replace one. Then there is this I just also talked about the stripe one. Then it is the split. Okay, for example, suppose you want to, so what this split means, splits is a string into a list of substrings based on delimiter. Okay, suppose you have mm, suppose you have a variable like this, hello world, I there, and just let me, you just perform the split operation here. What you will be getting, see, you will be getting a list of this data. So let me explain you this. We have all the delimiter here, that is hyphen is there at all as all the delimiters. This split function will just split all those data with respect to this delimiter. So what are the parts we would be getting? Hello world, I am there. Okay, according to this delimiter, all these are going to separated, and they are going to be in the form of list only. If we carefully print the type of and data type of this one which we are getting, you will be observing that this is a class of, and this is a list class, which means the data type of this is the list length. Okay, so the length actually gives the length of the data. For example, suppose I want to print the length of this one, so length of this string. So when we are using the length function with this one, you will be observing that what we should get: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22. See, 22 is the result. So what does it means? How many characters are present in the string? So if I just put a blank string over here, you can see that 23 is printed. Why? Even the characters are also represented as a character, so that is why it will also be printed. So this means the length of the string is 1, this means 2. If you again, this means 3. Okay, so if you just keep adding some like few more spaces, again the number actually increases. So this was all for the basic methods which you can perform with the strings and few basic operations. Obviously we'll be learning more about the strings in the later videos.